Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel, and here we are on Saturday, April the 8th, 2023, and this is Saturday Happenings. Every week I like to do this video and kind of review some of the videos that I did the week or up to this Saturday and what's coming up. So this past week there were only 2 videos, and I really hate that because I like to have at least 3 or more. But there were some things that took place that had stifled my video ability for the week. But first of all, let me tell you, the reason I didn't get more videos done was because we have a little well problem, and this is not an uncommon thing, but we do have a challenge with it. So what happened was, all of a sudden, like 2 weeks ago on Friday, the Friday before we went down and got the Girl Scout cookies, that Friday, we noticed the water pressure was going down. We thought, oh, wonder what that's about. But then we went down and picked up Girl Scout cookies, and it was still like maybe 2/3 down to about half of the pressure that we should have. So we called the well guy, and if you live in our area, you'll know it can take weeks before you can get anyone out to your house to do things. So anyway, we love our well guy, we're loyal to him, so we waited, and he came out and said, well, I think you have a leak somewhere. Well, I don't know if I even ever said it, but not this past November, the November before, we had our whole house replumbed because it was copper pipe. It's off a well, the pH gets off, and it eats little pinholes through the copper. So we had a couple of leaks, and so we decided we're just going to redo it all. So we did. So when he was here, Brian came in the house, and we looked at toilets and sinks, and nothing was running. It's all new plumbing. There should be no reason. So Brian cut the water off at the house, and then the well guy cut it off up there. Now, if the well was running dry, all of our neighbors would be having a problem. So that's not it. So the other option, well-wise, would be if it needed to be cleaned out, like if there was a bunch of iron and sediment in the little holes or the screens or whatever that was preventing as much water coming in. Well, we would love to get our well serviced, but the people that own the house before us, they built us a garage, and they built it far enough over that the guy is not going to be able to get the service truck up there. So his big old 50,000-pound truck with the post, the thing that goes down, the blast out the well, he wouldn't be able to do it. So he said the other option would be a holding tank if it's not what we were trying to diagnose, which turned out to be the issue. And what that is our well guy turned it off at the pump. You could hear the tank that's in there fill up. And when he turned it back on, there should be, because the water was off at the house, there should be enough pressure up the line that it would just sit there and wait for something to get turned on, and then you'd hear it. Well, when he turned it back on, you could hear it. So that means between the well and the house, there's a leak in one of the pipes. Figure our house is 50 years old. We don't know what kind of piping they used. So now we have to have a plumber come, and we're going to have the water line from the well to the house relayed. But because we have to what we have to do is turn it off for enough pressure to build up and enough water that it will rush out and not all, it's not all leaked away, I guess. But the reason the pump is always running is because that's always running, so it's sucking from the well, so it's keeping the well water real low, and it's just a thing. So once there's nothing running, this will fill up and we'll be back to normal. So on Monday, our plumber is coming over, and he's going to do what they jump line or something they call it, where they actually just connect, like a big garden hose. They connect the well to the house, and we should be back to normal until we can get everything else done. Now, our well guy, our plumber guy is awesome. He's amazing. But I called for the electrical guy because we want to find out where the electrical lines are in the yard, and we can't do that because they are on a 5-week schedule. So they aren't scheduling out for another 5 weeks. Kind of a hassle. So Jake is going to come over, and he's going to dig the trench. He's going to cut the concrete so everything can go under the patio, and we're just going to wait for all of that to happen, and then the plumber is just going to come and lay a new line, and hopefully that will take care of everything. And more than likely it will, because when we turn it off, the well fills back up and everybody's happy. So there's where my issue was. And without water, it creates, and we do have to turn it off throughout the day. Like, we can turn it on. We want to do something like a shower is like a glorified drizzle. But, so I don't have a lot of water to be in the kitchen doing a lot of cooking. Can you guys believe, I'm using paper plates. I've only ever used paper plates for camping and picnics, so this is fun. And we do schedule our errand trips into town around meals, so that's fine. So I'm not doing a lot of cooking, but I am going to start, I've done some sewing stuff, which is cool. But last week, sorry, all that aside, last week, I did the slow cooker salsa chicken, and I'm going to tell you what, that stuff is so good. That salsa chicken soup, it was so good. But then what I also did with it, because I had so much leftovers, there's a couple things. I love making a meal that can translate into several things. So after we had the soup, what I did was I kind of cooked it down so there wasn't as much broth and it absorbed really nice. And then I took out the bits of tortilla. They were fine for the soup, but sitting there, they're just going to become like a mushy thing. So I took those out. And one of the things that was really good, to put that in, I did a acorn squash, and I put the salsa chicken in the acorn squash and baked it. So good, like perfection. It was so good. The other thing with the rest of it, because I don't want it's like it gets redundant eating the same thing, so I just took it and I'm freezing it for burrito filling for later. So that was like one. And then I think, oh, you ever have those nights where you have a big late lunch, and so for dinner you don't want an official dinner? So I have they're like charcuterie dinners, and on a plate I had some of that on crackers with some avocado and some vegetable, like cucumbers, or not cucumbers, carrots and celery, and then I had apple cut up, and that was just like our dinner. But and some cheese stick, but having that on the crackers was really good. It was really good. So I love having a meal that you can do a lot with. So that's one of them. The other thing was I had already done my essential oil video on my cleaning supplies. So that was done. And that's, I just love using my cleaning. And there's been a lot of comments. One of you commented they hadn't bought cleaning supplies since the 90s because they do that. And I just think it's just so much healthier. And not only do we have a well, but we have a septic. So the fewer chemicals that are made to kill germs that can go in your septic, I think the better. So there's that. That was last week. But on top of the well, Brian had his doctor's appointment about his foot, and he's been wearing that boot for like, what, month? 3 weeks or a month? So he went and we had a new x-ray, had it checked out, and the little bone that's in his foot, which I could post a picture, but it's not even thinking about healing. Doesn't have any interest at all in fixing itself. So now he's scheduled for surgery on the 21st. So he's going to have surgery on the 21st, and he will be non-weight bearing for 8 weeks. So that means he'll be wearing my little knee scooter, using my knee scooter that I had when I had surgery on my heel, on my Achilles tendon. So he's going to use that. But because of that, we're not going to be able to go camping now until the fall, at least. So he's going to have surgery, and then he'll be non-weight bearing. So that's April, May, June. Well, the 21st of April. So he'll have all of May and June. And then we'll be here for July and August, because it's probably going to take a little bit before he's just out running. And I got to be here for July because of the county fair. And then we have August, and then we go on a cruise in September. So we're not even looking at camping until fall. So there's that. So we got to take the fifth wheel hitch out of the back of the truck so that we can do stuff with there. So there's that. But he's having surgery on the 21st, and I know I introduced you in my little vlog to Vi, my little neighbor that I hang out with, and I take care of her medical stuff. I do all of her pills and her medical appointments, and that's it. So she's actually having a surgery on the 20th. So I have to coordinate her labs with Brian's labs, with her pre-op appointment, with Brian's pre-op appointment, and then her surgery, and then Brian's surgery the day after. So fun. So, but the cool part is next week, the week in between this week and all the surgery medical week, there's nothing. Not one thing is scheduled. I'm super excited about that because I have plans, and I'm going to have to keep, in my mind. Otherwise, I'm going to go crazy. But next week, I already have a video up for Friday because I did a bunch of the essential oil cleaning supplies videos, and I just did them on Fridays. And I think what I'm going to do is try to just keep up. And I've said that before, but I didn't know if people were interested. But it turns out they are because you've asked. So I'm going to do those, and I'll try to post essential oil videos on Fridays. So that's cool. I already got something up for that. Now, last week, the shelf-stable chicken, or the shelf-stable pantry should have happened. And I don't know if you guys saw Prepper Potpourri posted a thing that I think that's kind of run its course. We just don't get as much interest in it now. So we're going to pull back from doing that every single month, and just periodically, those of us that were doing that collaboration will do we'll do a video and tell you that it's a shelf stable, and maybe put the little logo in the corner just so that you can spot it quickly, and still put the hashtag shelf stable. But it's not going to be a scheduled collaboration like it was. But that was an awesome collaboration. And Prepper Potpourri has another collaboration coming up for May, and I'm going to do, I think, 3 or 4 recipes in that. And it's about beans. It's going to be awesome. So it's going to be an awesome collaboration. I'm excited about that. So once I get water, I'll be able to start working on my videos for that, because I like to do collaboration videos in advance. But this past shelf stable was the only one that my life got in the way of my video. So anyway, so I have that. I'm going to catch up on, because I can't do, I'm looking at this. I would love to have a big Easter dinner and invite a bunch of people over, but clearly with no water, that makes it difficult. So I might do a video on, I actually saw, I want to say it was either a Reels or a short or a TikTok or something where somebody did a super cute, actually it was like an Easter dinner under 20 bucks. But when I watched the video, I thought that would be the perfect Easter dinner for like just 2 people, when you don't want to do a big ham or something. So I might do the video on that. So that'll just be a nice little easy Easter dinner for Brian and I. So maybe I will be able to do a video on that. So that'll be a cooking one. And then I'm still looking at my little list. And because of Brian, I did take a class last week. I think I posted, and it was using these quilting rulers, which were so cool. So they're like these clear little rulers, and how you put them on the quilt, and then you move them like and you make like this kind of design. Let me show you. It will make like that kind of design. See, that's done with like the rulers, and you just lay it, and then you slide it, and you lay it. So I took a class on that, and I'm super excited about it, but it is going to take some serious practice. So I will do that. Maybe I'll do a video on my practicing, just as long as you guys know I don't know how to do this. Like, I can't even stay inside the lines. But the lady that taught it, she guaranteed me that if I practice enough, I'll get better at it. So maybe I'll do that. I am working on a little, I've got a little, this is just a little wall hanging thingy. It's just a panel that you can get, and I thought it was kind of cute. So I thought, well, maybe I can practice some of my freehand stuff on the machine with that. So I'm doing that. And then I have these other little templates. You put the foot in and you go around. This is the Wander one. And I'm thinking, just to help my hand-eye coordination, I might, because this is, you know, harder to do than just on the line. I want to really practice. So I think I'm just going to take the white pen and go through here, and then use my hand-eye coordination to try to stay on that track. So I've done a little bit. I don't know if you can even see that little bit of practice. See, that's where I did that white line. Anyway, so I think I'm going to practice on that a little bit. And then I do have everything cut and ready to go. I wanted to do the video for this, you know, this little Heidi hanger. I showed this a couple weeks ago. So I do have all the fabric and stuff cut for that, so that I can do. And I made this, which I can show you guys too. It's a cute little round thing, like for your ear pods, your little earbud things or whatever. So you can put your little, I put the power cable for my phone when we go in the car, so that it's got the little charger, so I always know if I've got this with me, I can charge my phone. So maybe I'll do that this week, since the water issue could prevent me from doing much. Certainly no canning. There's no way I could fit. Well, maybe after I get that jump hose, that jump connector though, I'll be able to connect the water to the house, and we should be back to normal. But we'll see. But I'm just telling you, in case it's not going to work. And then, you know what? I'm kind of now thinking I got my sewing machine and my serger, which I love, but I'm thinking of looking at just a low level, nothing major, an embroidery machine. Because I did my little tablet cover, and I cricketed on there, and it's super cute. But, you know, I think that when I make a fabric thing, if I want to put a design on it, embroidery is just like 100% permanent, always there. sublimation is too, but I have ideas. Like I saw this super cute idea. I want to do the towel topper, and I saw where you can download an embroidery image, and there's one that's like a pumpkin pie recipe or a blueberry pie recipe, and I thought how cute to do the towel with like blueberry fabric at the top and then embroider the blueberry pie recipe on it. So that I'm actually shopping. I've been looking for kind of just a fun embroidery machine. So I told Brian I'm going to need to save up for that because it's going to probably coincide with the well, and who knows how much that's going to be. So I'm just hanging on that. We'll see. And then I think there's just going to be a whole lot of fun projects that I can do with that. And then fabric embroidery, Kindle case, fun projects. I think I've covered all of my stuff. Oh, anyway, so there's that. And so today Brian's cutting some wood, and then he's going to come in and we're going to get ready to go to town. We've got some errands to run, and you know, while we're there, there's some lunch to get because I don't have the water in the kitchen. We went ahead and turned the water off because we won't need it for pretty much the rest of the day, and then we can turn it on when we want to take a shower because there'll be enough pressure and it really raises the shower water level. But we'll make it through, and this is not an uncommon thing, so I know that it will be fixed. It's just particularly in our area, it takes forever, it seems like, to get people out oftentimes to do work. But there's that. So that's it for me. I hope you guys really have a wonderful Easter with friends and family and just fun and all this stuff. And you know what? I appreciate you being here. And you know, if you get an opportunity and you're new to my channel, please hit the like and subscribe and the little bell button, because then you'll get notifications of when I do post some videos, which I'm going to do some more because I really have a good time doing it. And I like interacting with you guys. And I love the comments. So, hey, thanks so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in my next video.